Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Today's video, we're going to focus on how I go about putting together a Hydra team to deal with whatever rotation we have available. So I assume in this video, if you're tackling Hydra and you actually have some choice in building your team, I assume that you probably have a decent enough roster, or at least large enough roster, that you have some champions to handle the different roles that you need. So let's hop into the Hydra here. So I think I have to do my Brutal key. So let's hop in. So here you have to be familiar with what you have in the rotation, of course. So in this rotation, for example, we have the Fear head. So you need some way to deal with the fears. You have a Force head of decay, so this is the cleansing head, so this head needs to be controlled. You have the suffering head, which is the tanky bulky head that also bulks up the Hydra team, and then you have a mischief tank here. So the mischief head requires block buffs or a high resistance tanking champion. So usually, depending on the difficulty that you're playing, usually you have a couple damage dealers that you have in mind that you basically use in all situations. Most teams, you're looking at about 2 damage dealers, just in case one gets eaten, you have the other one to help clear them. So in this video, I want to try Harma. Harma's actually been really solid, brutal, hard damage dealer for me. So I'll use her, I'll keep her in mind. But usually I start with the leader spot. So whoever's in the leader spot, I pick. It's kind of like a champion that kind of carries your team. It could be like a speed up champion, speed down champion. Usually it's a speed lead champion as well that I like to use. So in this case, my first choice is usually Nekmothar, but because I use Nekmothar for Nightmare, I'm going to use Uko. Uko is actually quite decent. He comes with the speed lead. He has AoE block buffs. He has a revive, AoE attack down, which is also really good. And then with Brimstone, he can deal a decent amount of damage that way. So my next pick, I have to pick a defense down. If you don't have a champion like a DPS champion that deals defense down, you have to pick a dedicated defense down champion. So this difficulty, I'm going to go with Lydia. Usually Ugo is a good choice as well, but in this case I don't have speed up, so Lydia with the speed up also really good. Has a single target block buff, which will help Uko place block buffs if he fails that way. And then after that, you gotta want to handle a couple of the heads, right? So you need a provoke champion to handle the head of decay. So now you start thinking of what roles that you need to fill out. So you need some kind of provoke ability, and then you need a way to deal with the torment head. So I do have a Shemeo here. So if you guys don't have Shemeo, you guys can use other champions like Rector Draft, or a cleansing champion like Doom Priest or Cardiol or Tuanarok, of course. But I do have a Shemeo here, so I will be using Shemeo to handle the head of torment. And then we can pick our DPS champion, which will be Harma. Put her right there. And our secondary support champion, I could pick Wukong. I kind of like Wukong. I want to try him out in Brutal. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. He is built with like a hybrid build with damage and accuracy. And then my last pick, I want to pick a support champion that kind of helps this whole team stay alive. We do have one reviver, but we can definitely use a little bit more. Let's see here. So let's go with Mithrala. Mithrala has a cleanse. Hex is also a very big damage dealing ability. So if you guys have Hex, make sure you bring a champion with Hex, or a curse set. Make sure you bring that as well. 2 damage dealers, like I said, defense down, a way to deal with torment, and then you're kind of like your team captain, reviver, AoE, speed, speed aura, etc. It could be even somebody like Arbiter. Arbiter can be very good in a team like this. But maybe not for Brutal. But yeah, so this is the team I have put together here. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. We'll be doing the run with this team, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we hopped in here. Let's get started. So we go defense down, weaken, speed up. Okay, let's see if we can get the block buffs going. Luckily on this team we have Wukong for additional block buff support, because Wuko's not like a dedicated block buff champion. Just because sometimes when the heads pop up, they have the protected buffs which stop him from placing block buffs, which is a pretty big problem. That's why Lydia helping him out really helps, but then Wukong also really helps as well. Let's get Harma started here with the A2. That builds up her defense. Start slapping the AoE. Wukong there was good for about 200k almost combined. So not too bad. Shamail, some good damage there actually. Almost 200k from the A2. We don't need to use the A1, so let's just keep powering up our leader. So with Shamail, Shamail always powers up the leader if you have the Torment. Gives turn meter to the leader spot. Poison can land on the Head of Decay and the Head of Suffering and the Head of Torment. Usually, I think half the heads are resistant to poison, like they just can't even get, you can't even place poisons on them. Okay, so in this team, I do have some provokers. So my Uko is in provoke gear, so he can AoE provoke, and my Harma has a provoke on a 3-turn cooldown. So let's try this. She is strong affinity and it gets resisted. She has a little bit of accuracy, but not too much. Maybe Brutal is too high, so that's probably why she got resisted there. 172 hit K from Wukong is pretty strong. So this is another benefit of Uko in the lead. She gets some extra chances to place a provoke. Shamail powering him up, giving him turn meter. We're still trying to get the provoke on the Head of Decay here. Didn't land it again, so looks like he might actually get a turn here. Yeah, he does get the turn off. A little bit unfortunate, it resets everything. We're still in control here. Wukong dying is not the end of the world. That's really good. There's a provoke landing. One turn too late, but that's still okay. You just have to replace all the bluffs. Not gonna re-edit or anything these runs. One run, get her done. Show you guys what it's like to run Hydra. Alright, let's block buff the oh, Wukong comes in, steals everything. Nice. So far doing pretty good. We had that one reset, but it's not the end of the world. Damage wise, about 1 mil per 2 turns, which is okay, nothing too insane. No defense up on Harma, so the damage was a little bit lower. Okay, good damage from Shamail there. There's a provoke landing. Yeah, so a provoke set on one AoE champion really goes a long way. Alright, now we're going to start targeting the decapitated head. Resisted again. Yeah, I think my Harma doesn't have enough accuracy for Brutal. That's okay. Alright. 300k slam. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay. Ooh, look at those hits. 750k from Shamail. Resisting the block buff from my Wukong. Dang. Harma gets eaten here. So you see that Uko can't place the block buff because the Head of Decay has the protected buff there. So a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Get some poisons on the big head here. Nice. Ignore damage actually pretty strong. Don't need to revive Wukong. Alright. Alright, we got our guy back. Okay. So actually, in this team, I think having... I think we are a little short on the provokes. So maybe if Shamail was in a provoke set. I do have a provoke Shamail, but not on this team right now. But if we had a provoke Shamail, then it would have been a little bit more smooth, I think, because the head of decay is actually breaking loose a little bit. Oh, really nice steal here. Alright. So I think we're ready to take the Wrath hit. So we can trigger him now if we want. Okay, yeah, we took it. We have the shields up. Nobody's gonna die. Ooh, 200. Oh, the Reaper coming in. There we go. Okay, he's down. And yeah, so this is what we're gonna be doing. See how much damage you can put out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, looks like the run is just about ending. Uko is the first to die, and then we just had our Sun Wukong actually devoured, so we're down a damage dealer. Yeah, it looks like the run's gonna end here pretty soon. I think overall it was pretty good. We actually were increasing our damage per turn as the run progressed. Took a little bit of a break, so it's probably more like 25-minute run. But this is on brutal difficulty, and the 1 key brutal is 30 million roughly. So we more than doubled it. So it's very okay. I think this is a good exercise in team building, because I can tell you guys there's some significant problems with this team that I kind of didn't really think about when I was building it. So we can go over it after this run is over. We'll go over the champions and builds as well. So be right back for that. Just about ending here. Harma, last to go down. There she goes. All right, just under 69 million, 200 million clash points on brutal. I think this is a pretty solid showing using no enemy max HP, just arena damage dealers. Wukong damage dealing set. Harma doing most of the damage here. Shamail actually doing pretty good damage as well. Mithrala using the Hex and Brimstone. Lydia mostly Brimstone, and then Uko mostly Brimstone. So most of the damage coming pretty spread out, but Harma doing most of the damage here for sure. Let's lock in the results. We'll go over team here, and we'll go over what we probably could have done a little bit better. So let's go over the team again. There you go. So this is the team. So what I encountered when we were playing was actually the team didn't have any way to heal up. So most of the healing was coming from Life Drinker and Mithrala's Shield. So as soon as the characters start getting under 50% HP, it'll start healing up, but it will only cap at 50% HP. So for most of that run, 170 turns or so, they are basically capping their HP at about half and basically surviving off Mithrala's Shield. So if I had to redo this team, I would definitely bring maybe a leech or another kind of passive healing, just to keep everyone a little bit more topped up. Notice that we didn't really start losing champs from damage. We started losing champs from devour. So survivability wise, the Mithrala's Shield is massive, so it's definitely good to have her on team. Another thing that we were missing was actually a consistent form of provoke. Uko is in a provoke set. It's only 30% chance. Harma has an A3 provoke, but she didn't have the accuracy to do brutal. I usually use Harma for hard, but this is one of the few times I use it for brutal. And then outside of that, we don't really have a provoke champion. Shamail, I do have a provoke Shamail, but not this one particularly. So we didn't have super consistent forms of provoke. So next time I definitely want to bring a more consistent provoke or a dedicated provoker, or have 3 champions in provoke sets and then go from there. Damage dealer wise, I think we covered it pretty well. Wukong actually did pretty good damage, but I'm kind of surprised that he came in pretty low here, because his individual hits were actually quite strong. Okay, so I'll go over team stats here. I hope this exercise in team building helped you guys out, give you guys some ideas on what you guys can do in terms of building out your teams. Arma in a damage build here from my arena teams. Mithrala and Regen, just basically dungeon crawling team. Nothing really too special. Priority on shield size, so bigger shields for Mithrala supporting the team. Uko is in a provoke set, so he's more for Hydra than he is for arena. He's in War Master with Life Drinker. Wukong is in a damage dealing arena build. Hybrid accuracy, not super fast, particularly Helm Smasher. Lydia's in a Guardian set. So she can heal herself and take some damage off of your teammates. You probably want her with maybe resistance sometimes, but War Master on her as well, just so she can do a little bit of damage. And this is my Shamael in Relentless gear. He's at okay speed, okay damage, has enough HP to survive some hits, and he's in War Master as well. So there you go, guys. That's the team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little bit of a different one, not a particular showcase, but more so the thoughts behind how to build a team against whatever Hydra rotation you are in. I know a lot of people want teams that they can just auto and then don't really have to change up your teams. There's not really many teams that can just auto every rotation without really thinking. So you do have to make some adjustments, and knowing what head does what and what counter what and what your champions do really gives you the flexibility to change your team when the rotation changes as well. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.